Hello traders, this is D7. Welcome to the weekend edition. Here are Friday's numbers. And we're looking at the S&P daily right now, and we're still showing bullish activity here. We do have a hammer formation that formed on Friday, and we do have in this hammer we do have a lower shadow about 2 times or more with little to no upper shadow. Bullish behavior. Why are these two candlesticks bullish? Because the bears brought them down, 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 and this one down, 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 down. But the bulls rallied back like they did here, and the bulls rallied back here by day's end. Very strong. By the end of the day, if you know, what I'll look for on bottoming patterns are long shadows, lower shadows, lower shadows. If you get a bunch of lower shadows, that's usually a telltale sign that bullish activity is to come. Vice versa on the upside. If you have a bunch of upper shadows up here on these swing highs, be looking for downward pressure coming. See how we have lower shadows down there and then a run. And then down here we have a lower shadow, another lower shadow, and then a run, upper shadow. And usually it happens after a leg. So wait for a leg to develop, then look for shadows. Look for a leg to develop, and then shadows. So I do like that. What I don't like is still below the declining moving day averages. And the other thing that I don't like right now is this low base formation that we're forming. If we continue in this little wedge type formation that we see right here, that could get really bearish to the downside, and we could start challenging some of these lower areas right here. So we want to pay special attention to that. Let's pull in the weekly. This is the weekly S&P, and we want to take special note of this. Here we had this big drop, a little rally here, and we come right to the 38.2 Fibonacci line, and we drop. The thing I want to pay special attention to here is this drop went down to about 800, almost 800, not quite, giving us these lows right here. But this low on the MACD comes up, and see the pullback here is more drastic than the one we had on the MACD. That's a nice bullish look to me. I doubt that we're going to keep coming down. I think that, look at the lower shadows that we have here. Very bullish here. It's showing that the bears can't keep it down very long. And while we're here, let's also pull in the monthly. Here's the monthly. We have a double top, but we also have the makings of a double bottom at the same time, giving us what's called a trading range. It's a sideways trading pattern. But we're at nice support area. You can see this here on the monthly. And look at the lower shadows we have right here. You see the lower shadows down there, big run. Some minor upper shadows there, but then you have some nicer shadows right down here. So it would not surprise me a bit to get a nice rally coming up here soon. So as time goes on here, wouldn't surprise me in the next couple months, if they're not bullish, and I could see that happening. Let's also take a look here at the Dow. And look at the lower shadows here. But what I don't like is we're below the falling moving day averages. And what I don't like is it looks to be a basing formation starting to play here. So we have technical analysis, some different things working against each other. What's bearish is the big leg down and the sideways motion that we have here. Low bases are bearish. We are below the zero line on the MACD. And but what's bullish here is we do have these lower shadows coming into place. And here, let's also take a look at the weekly on the Dow. And here we hit our head at 38.2, and we come dropping back down. But much like the S&P, we do have a drop here, which is almost where our drop was back here during this time. And but the pullback is really shallow here on the MACD. So it wouldn't take much to get a pop here to get this thing to get up over the zero line, which would be nice and bullish. And this is the Dow weekly. And let's look at the monthly. Here's the monthly on the Dow. We have a nice higher swing high here, but we're coming right down to this support area. Look at the lower shadows that we're seeing here. Now let's look at the NASDAQ while we're here. NASDAQ, I did draw a couple extra lines here. I'm not 100% sold that these two lines that I drew are going to play out really well. If they do, you could have a falling wedge, which is a bullish formation. We do have a rollover taking place. You can see that with the ticks happening on the positive side or the upper side of the zero line here in the histogram. So here, it wouldn't surprise me to see a rally to the upside here, getting us a definitive or a defined rollover here and going above the zero line on the MACD and getting us above these moving averages that would act as resistance. The NASDAQ right here, I didn't draw the fibs on this one, so let's do that real fast. I'm going to draw the Fibonacci's, go from extreme to extreme. Draw it across. Look at this. This one didn't even get to the 38. It stopped a little early. So anyway, we have a pullback. Let's look at the MACD. Look at this. Hardly any pullback at all to speak of here. Again, it wouldn't take much to get up over the zero line. So a little pop here would put this right over the top. That would be bullish to see. That was the weekly. And let's look at the monthly on the the NASDAQ. And let's see if we have support here. I'm going to draw crossline. We're not even to a support area yet, but if we're to blow this up, look at these lower shadows. Again, indicative to bullish behavior, that could be to come. So pay special attention to that. Let's shrink this just a smidgen. And yeah, so if we were to bounce early, that would give us a higher swing low on a monthly chart. Really bullish if we were to get that. Very nice. And let's look at the Russells while we're here also. Russell's daily. Russell's daily, again, we chop around below the moving averages, and I drew a couple horizontal lines in here, some support resistance areas, and we're just kind of floating around here. We are hitting our head right here at some resistance. So we need to pop up over this if we're going to do it. Let's see what the weekly's doing on the Russells. Then here we are, right there. We got right to the 38 fib, and we're dropping. And the MACD, a slight turnover here, but I would, it wouldn't take much again to get up over the zero line there if it were to make that run. And here's the monthly. The monthly, look at the lower shadows on the monthly. So that could head up, and we, much like the S&P, or I'm sorry, the NASDAQ, if we were to rally here to the upside, we would have a higher swing low on the monthly, which would be very bullish. And again, the NASDAQ and Russells tend to lead the markets, especially in major trend reversals out there. So something I want everybody to pay attention to is multiple time frames. Look at your daily, weekly, and monthly. Every weekend you can come to freetradingvideos.com, check out my videos. I'm going to give you technical analysis on the markets. Now, our job is not to be biased. Do not be biased as a bull or a bear. To do so is a mistake. Going into the markets with a strong bias is a mistake. That's an amateur. We do not think like amateurs. You need to think like a professional. And what we do is we go into the markets unbiased. We let the charts tell us what's going on. My bias is derived on a day-to-day basis based off of what the charts are doing. Technical analysis. You certainly want to stay close to us here at freetradingvideos.com and learn. And let's look at a couple charts while we're here, just because I have a few moments left. Look at this nice run we're getting on Google. But look at this nice run we're having. Look at the increase in volume that we have. And then on the MACD, we're crossing to the upside on the MACD, and the histogram is rising. Really bullish activity here. We like everything that I'm seeing. It would not surprise me if we would get up here. Well, we're going to smack our head right there. We need to get over that, and we're going to be over 350 before you know it, it looks like. But let's see how Baidu is doing also. Google, and here's Baidu. Baidu is just nothing right now. It's just flat nothing. No movement from Baidu. I would have thought Google would have started bringing this one up. So watch this. Let's do Sohu. And, ooh, interesting. This is a very exotic pattern that I want to share with you. It's called the belt hold line. Belt hold line. Very cool stuff. Anyway, there you have it. Share this video with your friends. Talk to you later.